Good evening, Sanitarium mates and true believers. I'm Lone Samurai, and it is the Tuesday night stream. Tonight, something a little bit different from what we normally do, as today there was a big announcement, something I wasn't overly fussed about, but the announcement turned my turned the tables on me, to be honest. So, yes, Guild Wars 2 has another expansion coming out. It's called Path of Fire. Will be out in 2 months' time, on the 22nd of September. Now, we're going to be talking about what we saw tonight, so if you don't want any spoilers or anything, because there are already spoilers out there. In fact, most people are probably still watching the Guild Wars 2 streaming right now. Some of the PvPers are actually live right now playing with some of the new classes, but we're going to be playing the game whilst we're talking about it. So if you're watching and you want to talk about the announcement today and everything that they talked about, come and join us. If you want to discuss it as well and you're not already in Discord, come and join us, www.sanitarium.fm/discord, or use the link in the Twitch chat, and if you haven't already got it there, use !Discord just to find it out. Right, I am joined so far by Nova from the Guild Wars 2 Reddit Discord. We've been discussing it for the last couple of hours. Welcome to the chat, Nova. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Right, whilst we're talking about the expansion and everything that we saw today, I'm going to be jumping into my Revenant, because we're going to have an open weekend this weekend of Path of Fire, so we can jump in, give it a try, a little bit of a try before you buy, and then, as ArenaNet put it, just 2 months away from the release as well, which is really, really quick. Are you surprised by this, Nova? Does that shock you a little bit that it's come out of the blue so quickly?
Yeah. Wasn't there was several months with the previous one, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. We got quite a long time. We knew it was coming. If I remember correctly, because I interviewed ArenaNet back in EGX that year, and we had at least 6 months, maybe longer's notice, which was quite a bit, to be completely honest. But this is very quick, and we're getting a beta within just days of the announcement, which is really, really strange.
Is the beta this weekend, or is it the 11th?
This weekend.
I've been hearing two different dates.
This weekend, apparently. That's what they said on the stream, anyway. And that's what I tweeted. So if that's not right, then Mike O'Brien has a lot to answer for. But, oh well, if it's not this weekend, then that frees me up to do normal radio shows. Which is my bread and butter. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Apparently we'll have access to all of the new elite specializations. We'll be able to try some of the new content. We might even be able to try some of the mounts. Of course, I'm assuming a little bit here as well. But if it is a try weekend, then surely we'll be able to give lots of things a try. Now, obviously, I've just used my level 80 boost on my Revenant, so we're going through some of the new bits here. So just excuse that, and of course if things are a little bit loud, no worries, Zaust. Thanks very much for letting me know. If when you get things sorted, let me know and jump straight in, okay? But anyone watching as well, if the game is a little bit loud, let me know in chat, and I'll change that quite quickly. Right, so the level 80 boost is done, and we've got various bits and pieces here. So I'll look at that in a bit later. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of information today. There was quite a big information dump on the Path of Fire expansion. We have mounts. That came out of the blue. It's something we've been talking about for years, all the way back in Guild Wars 1, in fact. But I like the fact that the mounts actually have a specialised skill. So it's not just to make you go faster as well. What did you think of that, Nova?
Yeah. That's interesting, more interesting than mounts and, I guess, other MMOs and stuff, where it's just for moving.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for letting me know about the sound, Crimson Shade. Hope it's better. If anybody else thinks differently, just let me know in Discord, either in Discord or Twitch chat. But yeah, the interesting thing there was that each of the mounts actually has a different ability. So you've got the bunny roo, as Scarlet Dragon called it, that has a hop. The more you hold the button, the higher it will jump, which would be interesting. You've got the Manta Ray, which looks amazing and flies. Hold on, is that my mini pet that's following me? When did I get that dragon? That's cool. It is mine. When did I get that mystical dragon? Yeah, sorry, dragon. Different dragon. Scarlet Dragon there, look, giving me a weird look, wondering what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, we've got quite a lot of information today, and there's so much to sort through. The biggest thing for me, though, is the pricing. They seem to have learned from Heart of Thorns, and we are able to just buy the expansion, which is good. But I'm still a little bit unsure about some of the options there as well, because looking at the pricing right now, I'm just jumping back to Discord to have a look at it, bring it up for myself. The standard version is either £25 or $30, and you get the Path of Fire expansion and a max level boost. The deluxe version is £50 or $55, and you get the expansion, max level boost, additional character slot, identity repair kit, Spearmaster's presents, and the Lily of the Ellen permanent pass, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is like a casino boat that I don't know anything about. Am I right in that?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I really need to look it up before I do these. But the ultimate one is what a lot of people are very interested in, though. It's a lot of money. It's £65 or $80. And as well as everything else from the deluxe, you also get 4,000 gems. And people have already worked that out, that that's 50 bucks worth of gems for only 25 bucks, which is a really good deal. Now, I don't know if I'd want to push myself that far, money-wise, and I don't know if the boss would even let me. You wouldn't let me spend that much, would you, Dragon? No. Okay. Well, there you go. You heard it first, folks. But I don't know whether it's worth it, though. Because as some of the people in Reddit were talking about, if you want to help ArenaNet and grow the game more and bring in more money for them, then surely you'd go for the biggest one. But surely if you're thinking about it from that idea, instead you'd buy the small one and buy gems for the normal price. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. I don't know. Oh, there are loads of maths flying around already. It's madness how much. It's messy maths, yeah. Because you've got to work out the conversion rate, you've got to work out how much the in-game currency is worth, that sort of thing. Yeah, we're out. So, yeah, it's really interesting. What do you think, Nova? Are you going to be just getting the standard version, or are you going to push all the way up to Ultimate?
I'll most likely get Ultimate, because I ended up upgrading with Heart. I initially pre-ordered the deluxe version, but then I decided I was going to buy gems anyways, might as well go for Ultimate.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, well, if you're going to buy gems anyway, and you may as well get the Ultimate pack. I just don't know. Now, the thing is, for those who don't know, gems are used in the Black Lion Trading Company to buy cosmetics. And also you can buy upgrades for your account as well, so you've got things like the Living World content, which if you missed it you can buy it to unlock it for you, unless you've done it actually in game, then it unlocks. But so that might be worth the gems, but then there's other things like an account bump. What does that even... oh right, it's a booster pack. Gotcha. Okay. Account jumpstart, another booster pack, additional crafting licenses, other bits and pieces. Then you've got the different mail carriers, so when your mail appears for you instead, that sort of thing. Lots of promotional items, cosmetics. Yeah, it might be worth it actually. 4,000 gems. With that though, I could buy nearly all of the cosmetic outfits, for instance. Yeah, loads of boosters and stuff as well. It's a really interesting one to think about. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are you thinking in chat? Let us know in Twitch chat or Discord. Are you going to be getting the Ultimate Edition, or are you just going to be getting the Standard or Deluxe? Let us know. Tell us what you think and why you're thinking about getting that. So, Nova, anything else apart from mounts that really stood out to you during the announcement then?
Well, the elite specializations.
Yeah. Well, the one that really stood out to me on that was the Sniper Thief. Now, for those who don't know, in the elite specialization will allow the thief to use a rifle, basically making them a sniper, and it looks cool, but a lot of people are not happy about it. I think it is my dragon making that noise, yes. Or it could be the chicken that's right next to me. I don't know. No, you don't need to start searching the house. Don't worry, it's all in game. Don't worry. Right. So yeah, it's interesting. What am I stuck on? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The mounts look amazing. The new content looks great compared to Heart of Thorns, which I wasn't overly fussed by. I just don't know though. I'm still up in the air. I'll be getting it anyway for work so that I can stream it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know in chat so we can talk more about what you think. I'm really liking the mounts. I'm liking the look of the elite specializations, especially, like I said, the sniper thief. Yeah, this is the thing. I am a little bit jaded since Heart of Thorns, that's for sure. I'm not going to disagree with that. Heart of Thorns really... Now, the whole team who were playing back then, and a few of the guildies who got it, were all very jaded by Heart of Thorns. What did you think of it, Nova?
How were you guys jaded?
Well, we didn't think it was... Because we play a lot of MMOs, like, it's part of the job. We, being an MMO radio station, we cover a lot of them. We look at the different pricing. Pricing is a big thing, especially as well. And when you compare it to, say, the prices of an expansion for World of Warcraft, for instance, and the amount of more stuff you get from that. Like, I've done a year's worth of streaming, for instance, just for on one character with the last expansion of World of Warcraft. But I got less than 4 weeks worth with Heart of Thorns. It's content-wise and what you're doing, I guess, that... Yeah, there was a lot of hype behind Heart of Thorns that a lot of people thought wasn't good enough. Now, I admit, I'm the first one to admit that I was also disappointed by Guild Wars 2 in general. I'm a long-term Guild Wars 1 fan. I've been playing the game for a very long time now, and Guild Wars 2 lost a lot of what I loved about Guild Wars 1. But Heart of Thorns especially didn't seem like there was enough content there for what we would do, what we paid actually.
Just one more confirmation.
I don't know though. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It might just be me, but a few of the team thought the same thing. And I know quite a few of my guildies did as well at the time. But then again, if people are enjoying it, I don't know. I might just be the wrong one. Ooh, I've got goodies. So, yeah, we've got lots of bits and pieces coming up with... we've got the free weekend coming, so we can actually try stuff. We've got the expansion itself in 2 months' time. There's also a lot of other games on the market coming out right now as well, and lots of other things to do. Is it the wrong time? Is it the right time? Would more season passes work better? I don't know. How have you found the Living Season? Now, I admit I have played it, Nova, but what did you think of the Living Season?
This is the first Living Season I actually completed.
Right.
So... I like the idea of them doing new maps for the Living Season instead of ruining the old maps.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it'd be interesting as well, especially going back to Kryta, not Kryta, going back to the Crystal Desert, for instance, because that was such a big thing. And of course, my old radio show was the Ascension show, so the Ascension Chamber was a really big thing for me as well, personally. I worked my ass off in Guild Wars 1 to Ascend, and finally being able to go back there would be very cool. But yeah, like I say, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of stuck in the middle, to be honest. I want good content. I want Guild Wars 2 to be good, but after 4 years, can it be? After it let me down so badly before? I don't know. But then, if other people are really enjoying it, and it does seem to be doing really well, I'm not hearing bad reports from the last year or so, especially. Yeah, a lot of the guildies and a lot of the team from the radio station have played a lot of it as well. And everybody has good reports, but no one says it's groundbreaking. Like Wildstar had great stuff that made you want to carry on playing, for instance. World of Warcraft just continually pulls people back in. There's nothing that people have been saying about Guild Wars 2 that says the same to me, if that makes sense.
It does, and I think going back to lack of content with Hearts, I think the Living Story added a lot of that missing content.
Right. Okay, so it's possible that I've missed some of that because I've been away for a while. Right, let me just pull Cyber Goblin in as well. Hey, Cyber Goblin, welcome to the stream.
Waypoints are working again.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yes, I am doing well.
Cool.
I literally just got back from work.
I could outrun a centaur.
So, Cyber, have you played Guild Wars 2 much? Have you played it at all? Is it something that you've played, you've actually taken a look at? Could we just lose Cyber again?
Oh. Test.
That we can hear you again. Good,
Okay.
good. There you are.
I think I know what's happening.
Okay.
I could outrun a centaur.
One of the things... So I'm playing Minecraft, and one of the things in the pack uses my push-to-talk button.
Gotcha.
But the actual answer is I've not played since just before Heart of Thorns hit. I messed around a little bit with the patch that implemented specializations ahead of the elite specs. But I've not played since then.
Right.
I've only really I've completed the main
I
story
could outrun a centaur.
over a long last time. Honestly, it's not my favourite MMO, but it is fun.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. There you go. You made a good point actually about something that got me about 2 years ago, especially with Heart of Thorns. Was before Heart of Thorns came out, we completed the main storyline on stream, and we kind of felt, well, is that it? And then all we had left to do was the Shatterer on a daily basis, maybe Quetzalcoatl. It kind of felt like there wasn't enough to do.
The problem was before Heart of Thorns, at least. I know this has changed since the addition of raids, but back then, what killed it, really, for me at least, was the complete dearth of endgame content.
Yeah.
You cannot have an MMO without endgame content and expect it to survive.
Yeah, definitely. Because, for instance, I know I hate using it, but using WoW as an example, for instance, you know straight off the bat that within a day of playing, you're going to be max level, you're going to have dungeons to do, you're going to have raids coming at a slightly later date when you get ready for them. Whereas Guild Wars 1 wasn't an MMO. Anyone who says differently really doesn't understand the game. Guild Wars 1 was a PvP game with a PvE tutorial. Now, which is great, but a lot of people didn't realise that and actually got misunderstood how the game worked. Now, they obviously ArenaNet went with that because people were complaining about a lack of content. But that's why we got things like, we got the expansions afterwards. But after about 18 months, we got the first update, which added, oh Christ, what was it called? I can't remember now. I ran that place so many times. Anybody remind me? I can't remember what it was called.
South Sun Cove, was it?
No, in Guild Wars 1, they were.
Guild Wars 1. the first expansion.
Yeah, after 18 months.
Alona.
Hmm?
It added to Lona, but I can't remember what the expansion was.
That was
No,
Nightfall.
wasn't it? No,
Nightfall was the second
was-
expansion. You've got factions
Yeah,
first.
it was Panther that was in the first one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the expansion.
But
Like-
before the actual expansions, they did a content update and released the big dungeon up in the Shiver Peak Mountains, and I can never remember what it was called off the top of my head. I did so many Shiver Peak runs, and I went past it. Damn it. Ah well, never mind. But,
Okay, apparently I was wrong. Apparently I just flat out can't use push to talk with Minecraft and focus. That's fun.
yeah,
I wasn't
Minecraft
really
tends to do
doing
that.
anything anyway, so I'm just going to switch to my AFK screen and talk.
I could outrun
Okie
a
dokie.
centaur.
So yeah, but the thing is about content as well is that it's something that is incredibly important for a game like this. And Heart of Thorns had a lot of area. It had a big world map, which, in all honesty, as well, wasn't as big as we hoped, especially from Guild Wars 1.
Serious.
I don't know. Again, it comes down to the content. And if we are going back to I died. If we are going back to the Crystal Desert, that's great. But from a veteran point of view, I have to ask, why was that not in Guild Wars 2 when the game first came out?
Still standing. Barely.
The world
I
is
find them sort of. The premise of Guild Wars 2 was very much focused on Tyria, the region.
yeah.
I'm still annoyed at them for deciding that the world itself should ultimately be Tyria, because that just ends with evil. But we're at this is where we're at. I'm fine with it in focusing back on Tyria. I do feel like the jungle might have been just more scope for an expansion. That's admittedly quite content dense, but only a few zones. Like Living World Season 3, I'm pretty sure it added more zones than the entire expansion had
Yeah.
at this point. Maybe only like one zones, though.
Right, let's get some of these guards up quickly and get because this boss is giving us a slapping. Oh no, okay, maybe not there.
How long will it take you to download it?
I could outrun a
Well,
centaur.
obviously I've got my good business internet, so I downloaded it pretty quickly last night. In fact, I was quite surprised it downloaded incredibly quickly last night. But yeah, now I was excited an hour ago when I was looking at things again. I'm excited about the mounts. I'm excited about the elite specializations. Compared to Heart of Thorns,
It's spoken about what new elite specs are yet.
yes, they announced them actually in the announcement.
9 of them already.
Well, yeah, one for each class.
And there was always going to be one for each class. I did actually announce which ones they were going to be.
Yeah, they were. Did a brief overview of all 9, quite quickly actually.
I need to look this up now. Because I was not expecting. All I've seen is the trailer.
Yeah,
Like, I'll admit, most of what was announced was leaks and data mined months ago. Like, it was leaks that there was mounts and that we'd be going to the Crystal Desert.
yeah,
So it's not too much of a surprise, especially since I keep vague track of where the story's going, because I like the story, even if
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy the gameplay a great deal. Admittedly, a huge part of that is I never found a group to play it with.
yeah. To be fair, my guild is pretty quiet as well now. I've been so busy with World of Warcraft, for instance, that I haven't built the guild back up in Guild Wars 2.
Like, I personally, my main MMO is FF14, has been for years. This is not a secret. But love the story, I have a bunch of friends who play it who actually dragged me into playing it, admittedly. It's a lot more like WoW than other MMOs.
Yes.
And it very much goes on by... These are the gold standard. WoW is the gold standard for MMOs.
It is. It's
So
the
let's
benchmark
take it
now, yeah.
and improve it, and then stick the well-beloved Final Fantasy IP to it, and then we have something that can actually fucking compete with WoW for more than a week.
Right. Yeah, it's...
Just to let you know, they have a little teaser trailer of all the elite specializations on the website.
They do, yeah. It's on their YouTube as well. So definitely worth having a look at. I really should put that in... Oh, sorry, Novi, you're trying to get to the same map as me. I should add you as a friend, shouldn't I? Drop your friend code in the MMO chat quickly, and I'll drop you a friend request.
For the sake of safety, I'm actually going to play this video on my stream, assuming I can find it.
Yeah.
Oh god, how do you look up your friend code in game again?
I wondered what that was then. No, Jackson, don't lick my feet. You don't want to do that.
Oh, hey.
Bad kitty. Right,
Oh, yeah.
so context. Yeah, mine's Lone Samurai .4852.
Sorry, where did you want me to drop it?
Actually, no, just add me. Lone Samurai 4852. Oh, I don't have any gathering tools.
Getting a sniper class back.
Yeah, like I said, the sniper looks really cool, actually.
I mained Condi Thief. I was starting to move away to my Mesmer that I was enjoying a lot before I ended up quitting overall.
Yeah.
Deadeye was now what looks to be Deadeye. Let me try it again. What Deadeye looks like is what I was wanting from an elite spec.
Yeah, no, you're right on that one. Zaus just makes a good point in the Twitch chat, actually. It's like the trouble with WoW, a lot of WoW players, is that they've invested so much time into the game that they won't, they don't want to start a new MMO at this point as well, which makes perfect sense. I totally get that as well. Yeah, it's a really interesting one. It's definitely one worth looking into. Let me just get rid of all these crappy bags that I've picked up.
Like, my thing with WoW is that I never played it when it was like mega popular.
Yeah.
My first MMO, technically speaking, my first MMO was RuneScape, but that doesn't really count.
Well, it was for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of players. Yeah, RuneScape was definitely the gateway drug. Yes, Dragon, well done. But yeah, it's a lot of people did start with RuneScape for sure, and anyone who honestly takes the piss out of that is doing a disservice to the to gaming in general. But I can also understand.
Is one of the most one thing I will always respect RuneScape for is that it keeps modernizing itself.
Yes, the new version looks fantastic.
Not too long ago, and it's massively different.
Yeah.
It's a lot more action orientated now.
Yeah, the scene.
I'm horrible at this. What's the number on your code?
What was it? 4852.
Right, I'm gonna actually start playing these videos now.
You're kidding, right?
I could outrun a centaur.
There we go. Let me add you as a friend.
The fun's over here.
Now, that's another thing about Guild Wars that I've always loved. I've always loved the art style. I've always loved the look of the graphics, and it's just a much more fun-looking game. I always preferred it over WoW, although I've gotten used to WoW's cartoony style, and they've actually toned that down a little bit as well with the graphics overhaul, which is interesting as well. But it's kind of interesting to see all of the changes that have gone through all of the games. Especially, I'm thinking about doing a Throwback Thursday for Guild Wars 1, going and playing that on stream, which would be quite interesting as well, seeing how things have moved on and changed. I was nowhere near that mine. What the hell? But yeah, it's interesting to see where they're going with this as well, and seeing how things are changing. Now you can still buy goodies from when you get a heart, when you finish a heart off in the area, can't you?
Yes.
Cool.
Expansion zones don't have that. Like the Guma, any region not designated that is considered outside of Corteria don't have hearts.
Yeah.
But if they have hearts, you can buy stuff with karma.
Cool.
I think it's called karma. Purple currency.
Oh, there you are. Cool. Oh wow, I like your outfit. What arm is that then?
It might be a skin.
Yeah, mine's definitely a skin because I'm changing my armor whilst I'm doing it, and this is a skin over the top. I do love this skin though. My weapons kind of let it down, to be honest. Right, so yeah, it's kind of interesting as well. It's like, as I like I say just pointed out in chat, it's a lot of MMO players are very much stuck in the game they play because of the time investment they've put into it. Really, I did not just hit another mine, did I? What the hell?
It sounds like me going through Palace of the Dead in FF14. Have you played that yet?
I still haven't had a chance to try Final Fantasy XIV since it was released. I tried it before the first version, before they did the
before they dropped a moon on it.
Yeah, the terrible version I played.
Yeah.
But I never got a chance to actually try the reborn version. It's something I always wanted to try though, but I've never gotten around to it. But then again, considering I'm playing so many other games, I'm currently playing this, World of Warcraft, Star Trek Online, of all things, which I'm loving again. The new storyline in that.
It's quite good. Honestly, the main reason why I haven't tried it is that I have no real interest in Star Trek.
Oh, we can't be friends. Oh, there you go. That changes everything. Can't be friends with a non-Star Trek fan.
I'll be honest. A little bit before my time.
Oh, that's it. You're right, Dragon. He's not a Star Trek fan yet. That'll change. It will change. But no, in all seriousness,
I am, however, a massive fan of Stargate.
Yeah, now Stargate Worlds was an MMO that I actually was in the alpha test for, and it's a shame that never actually came out, because the alpha for that was pretty good.
Yeah, I've had I'm unconvinced it would have worked.
Oh no, it wouldn't. It was terrible. It was absolutely god awful.
The idea of the Stargate MMO, I'm convinced.
If they'd actually done it properly with only so that there were loads of different worlds and the Stargate was like an instance portal, which would have worked quite nicely. But then again, you never know. With the new Stargate series coming, we may get that.
Yeah, hopefully this prequel series sees the return of Stargate.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad they decided against rebooting the franchise and instead went with the prequel. It also makes a lot of sense. It was a story that has been a thing since its inception.
Be careful if you're headed west.
Since the original film.
Has a lab out there.
But
I wish they'd do a proper ending for Universe.
Be careful if you're headed west.
Oh, that'll never happen.
It was the way that ending was done. It makes sense for either they're now in stasis for God knows how many centuries, or
yeah, that was just terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, coming back to Guild Wars 2 though, it's now jumping puzzles. I'll admit, jumping puzzles is not something I like. I'll be the first to say it. Some people may disagree with me. I've already seen people in the chat, in the Discord's Reddit chat today, already say that they're looking forward to more jumping puzzles. What do you guys think of jumping puzzles? Is that something you guys actually enjoy?
Guild Wars 2 does them very well.
Oh, that's
There's only
definitely
3
true.
MMOs. F14's recently added them in Stormblood. I've not had a chance to play Stormblood yet, so I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
But I've heard it was pretty fun. To a limited extent, the Old Republic had them for the holocrons,
This is true, yeah.
but in nowhere near to the extent that Guild Wars 2 has.
Yeah.
I've only played a couple, and that was mostly on my really shitty laptop, which is still somewhere around. So that was a complete nightmare to do, even simple ones. But they were fun. And I think a part of that is that Guild Wars 2 is very flexible with just where you can go.
Yeah, no,
It's
this is
very-
true. It is a very, very open world, even though it's still in instance blocks. Because it is still an instance block, like in Guild Wars 1. The only difference is there's a lot more players in it. Whereas Guild Wars 1, it was just your instance and anyone in your party. But in this one, it's multiple people. If I remember correctly, there's about 100 people in an area.
That might have changed since they switched to
Oh, more than likely. It's a long time since I looked that up. But yeah, it's interesting how it actually works. Whereas, for instance, a true open world like World of Warcraft, for instance, the whole continent is available. And everyone can be there, and thousands of people can be in the same continent at the same time. Whereas Guild Wars, it is still an instance. This area that we're in, this area here, the Brisbane Wildlands, for instance, there'll only be maybe 1,000 people possibly in it, but no more than that. But it's an interesting way of doing it. It's still quite open. But as you mentioned, though, the way you can move around a zone and do things, especially with the new mounts as well, will definitely make it feel a lot more open too. So I'm interested to see how that works, and I've gone completely the wrong way from that part as well.
Also, slight tangent, Soul Beast looks interesting, the Ranger spec.
Yes, that looks
It's
really
been
interesting.
suggested a few times, but that something very similar for that was planned for their elite spec for Heart of Thorns, but it didn't work out.
Right.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Was it that one? No, it was the Druid one that it's believed that they had to rework because reasons that I have forgotten.
Right, so what have we got to do on this one? We've got to help
Yeah,
attune
right.
the...
Sure.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that. Okay, I was, like I say, I was disappointed. I was disappointed by Guild Wars 2 in general. I felt like there wasn't enough in it, but it was worth playing, and I did play it from time to time. Especially when my WoW sub lapsed, I tended to come back to Guild Wars 2 because, of course, being free to play. But on the flip side of that, is that really a good thing? Shouldn't Guild Wars 2 make me want to play it solely, for instance? Oh, that's another one. EVE Online that I was playing. That's another one that I was actually playing a lot of as well.
I've been meaning to play that since it's going free to play, actually.
Yeah, we tried it out last year when it went, earlier this year, in fact. Was it this year or was it late last year? I can't remember. There you go. It says a lot, doesn't it?
It was somewhere around that time.
Yeah, we played it on stream, and to be honest, it's too limited. The free-to-play is far too limited on it, which is a bit of a shame, but then I can kind of also understand, considering what there is involved in EVE Online. It's quite a big one.
I definitely appreciate why they kind of felt like they had to make it so restrictive. Yeah. I'll admit, I've never played EVE Online, so I don't really have a way of judging that. So.
Yeah. Well, my main character back from 2007 when I started playing it was almost to a Titan pilot. So one of the biggest in the game. Obviously, there are a lot more Titan pilots around now, so it's not as big a thing as it used to be. But because I had a good friend actually showing me how to play as well, massively helped, because it helped me push to where I wanted to be and what I wanted to fly as well. But I can also understand why people with EVE had a problem, because there was so much to get into it. It was quite a...
It's been derised as a spreadsheet simulator for a decade now?
Yeah, about that. Scaling configuration malfunctioning. Crystal lattice 14 units long, 22 units wide. Figure correct dimension by for scaling by 3. That would be... Yeah, thank you. What? Oh, right, okay, so it's 14 times 3. Dragon? 14 times 3? Because you're maths. That doesn't help me, Dragon. Giving me another maths problem does not help me with that question. I know it's the same maths problem. So she gets her phone out. You're supposed to be the smart one here. I'm the gobby one. You're the smart one. Is it 42? Thank you.
Okay,
I'm
that
guessing
Smith was
60. Yeah.
fighting sentient cacti.
Probably.
Okay then. Also, that unexpectedly interesting.
Crystal samples observed with following numbers of sides: 3, 6, 8, 7, 10, 12, 4. Identify range of numbers by side. I don't know. What the hell? This I don't know. This is all maths. I'm going to come back to this one. Sorry, Nova. I'm coming back to this one. Yeah, I am. I'm going to come back to it off stream so that you can help. Yes. So right, okay. Let's find another one of these. But right. Yeah, it's an interesting one. We're in an hour or 2 hours since the announcement, and I'm still interested, but I'm not as interested as I was when I saw the trailer. What does that say about the trailer that it got me that excited quite quickly? Amazing marketing for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. 2 hours later, I'm looking at the website as well and looking at the prices and thinking, is it worth it, or shall I hold off? I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Are you definitely going to be getting it straight away, and especially you two? Are you interested in getting it straight away?
I mean, Guild Wars 2 has been on my list of I should play this at some point since Heart of Dawn came out.
Right.
As to whether that it will change, that will actually come to pass, I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's very much the sort of game that I'm just like, I'm not going to pick it up unless I can actually find a decent people to play it with.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd love to get my guild going again. If I do rebuild Wolfpack Samurai, then that's a whole different kettle of fish. Because I'll play whatever my guild is playing. Obviously, I still need to carry on playing WoW for work as well. But then the guild is also in WoW, so that covers that too. But yeah, it is partly down as a guild leader as well. I'm especially always looking for what my guild want to play as well. And if I find it exciting too, that's even better. And I don't know if, compared to Guild Wars 1 with GVGing every week and actually getting into the proper GVG tournaments, I don't know if Guild Wars 2 still has that.
It does have automated PvP tournaments now.
Yes.
That was added last PvP update, I think. Which is something they've been wanting to add for a while, and it's been, from what I understand, because I don't really pay too much attention to the PvP side of it. From what I understand, it's gone down pretty well, mostly because of how requested it is, probably.
Well, of course, Guild Wars 1 Arena was so good and so popular that Blizzard copied it completely, wholesale. They didn't even change the idea. That they wholesale copied it for World of Warcraft. So that's how good Guild Wars 1 was on a PvP basis. But the real question is Guild Wars 2's PvP that solid as well? Now, okay, the PvP may be great, but is guild PvP still there? Because that was a big thing with one of the big things for.
As I understand it, most of like the guild versus guild stuff is now done through world versus world.
Right. Okay, so that's different.
That's my understanding.
Huh. Okay. Thank you, Dragon. I was just thinking I haven't got Cyber in front of me. Yeah, it's. I don't know. What do you think, Zaust? Zaust is actually also one of my guild officers. He's in quite a few guilds. He's in a large raiding guild for World of Warcraft as well as Wolfpack Samurai. It's interesting to get his opinion on these things as well. What do you think, Zaust? Is Guild Wars 2 something we want to get back into, especially after Guild Wars 1? How we played a lot of GVG in Guild Wars 1. What do you think? Of course, as well, when you get things working as well, remember to come and join us in voice chat. And anyone else watching, if you want to come join us and you're not already in Discord, www.sanitarium.fm/Discord, or use the link that I am putting into chat right now. He says, remembering to do it.
Go source again.
There we go. So, if you're not already there, come and join us in Discord. And if you're interested in coming and join us on chat as well, jump into the stream waiting room. Let me know in chat that you're there, and I'll pull you into the main stream chat. But yeah, it's interesting going back to what I was saying. It's interesting to think about the rose-tinted spectacles as well that we had going into Guild Wars 2, and the fact that some of that didn't pan out when Guild Wars 2 released compared to Guild Wars 1, and then there were other games like World of Warcraft taking the interest away as well. Is Guild Wars 2 doing stuff now that other games are already doing better is another question I guess I have. From a reviewing point of view, am I always going to be looking at Guild Wars 2 now and thinking, well, WoW is doing this better, or Final Fantasy XIV has got more of my interest, or even Star Trek Online, something as simple as that, simply because the storyline and the continuing storyline, which is interesting as not only a Star Trek fan but as an MMO player, the fact that we're getting new storyline content every 6 months in Star Trek Online, and it's completely free to play. I've never paid a penny for Star Trek Online, which also says a lot when you're reviewing. So there's quite a lot to think about. What do you guys think?
These harmonics seem off to me.
Yeah, there is also that as well. As Dragon points out, it might also be something that you only notice when you actually play it as well. So could that be the case?
Embrace simplicity.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'd like everyone to it. Let's see what Zaust says. I'd love to get hooked on Guild Wars 2 as much as I was in Guild Wars 1. Yep, me too, Zaust. I've played so many MMOs recently. WoW is losing my interest these days. I need a game to settle in full time other than WoW. Again, totally agree. There's also that as well. WoW has been going so long now that even with new content, you do tend to burn out quite quickly as well. But then, is that a case with all MMOs? Will all MMOs always do that? From my experience, yes. But what do you guys think? Yeah, I do tend to... yeah. It's very interesting getting stuck into it, and especially with the console market moving into MMOs as well. We've got quite a few of the big MMOs, or smaller ones in fact, moving over to consoles as well. How do you think the MMO market is changing, guys? What do you think?
It's definitely moving more towards action MMOs, and stuff like Destiny and The Division are also something that very much do seem like they're going to overtake conventional MMOs soon. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. With Anthem coming later this year as well, I'm majorly interested in Anthem.
I mean, let's be honest. Any game where you get to be Iron Man is going to score points.
This is true. Yes, you're very right. There is also always that as well. But like I said earlier about guilds as well, is that a big thing to you guys? Is being in a good guild, or even in multiple guilds like you can be in right now in Guild Wars 2, is that a good thing? Is it good for building communities, or are communities changing a lot?
I definitely, well, as you've guessed, I very much can't stay focused on an MMO if I'm not playing with other people.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried playing Guild Wars 2 and going through the world bosses, farming world bosses, as I power through the main story. And with no one else to play it with, it was dull.
Yes, totally agree.
Whereas FF14, obviously it's a different game, and although I do like it, and I do it, although it is one of my all-time favorite games, a lot of the main appeal for me is the fact that I do have a guild, free company as it's called there, who I get along with, and I'm friends with a bunch of them, and also helps it's one of the largest and oldest in the server. So I was just like, any time, and admittedly, FF14 is very much built around, here's a bunch of old content, you get stuff for doing them with new people. Like you have stuff, like you have first time completion bonuses for running old content, running stuff with new people who haven't cleared before. Which in of itself I think is great.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Right, we're coming up to about an hour into the stream now. We've had some good discussion on what we think of the Guild Wars 2 announcement. And is there anything else you guys are looking forward to in the expansion? Because after everything I've said, I'm pretty sure I'll get it anyway, just for work. Because obviously I'll have to review it as well. But is there anything Nova, for instance? Are you looking forward to anything in particular in the Guild Wars 2 expansion?
Just more chances to explore some of the lore and just go through that. So.
Yeah. Righty-ho. What about yourself then, Cyber Goblin? What do you think? Anything that's really interesting you, for instance?
Require my assistance.
As I said, I'm mostly I do words.
Start again.
Great words are things that you can use.
Good, it's not just me.
As I said, I mostly keep track of Guild Wars 2 for the story. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Stuff with Balthazar especially. It's so different to what Guild Wars 2 has done so far.
Yeah.
It's very much focused on not just the humans, but all of the sentient races.
Yeah.
And it's not really been a focus on a main villain, which we have both of with Path of Fire.
Yeah, there you go. That's also a good point. Let's talk about that briefly before we finish up the stream tonight and the discussion. From a Guild Wars 1 point of view, Balthazar and the other 5 gods, and yes, I do count Cormia in that because I worked my ass off making her a god. Does that change things for you at all? Does that make things different seeing Balthazar being the main bad guy for once?
I think it's interesting. I'm not sure if it will pan out, but it's definitely interesting.
And another big thing for me as well, not only the storyline, but also the, like I said, going back to what I was talking about, being the guild leader of Wolfpack Samurai as well as playing it for work, was, or the other big thing, of course, was the community and having the guild hall. One of the things I really loved about Guild Wars 1 was having that place to hang out. I can remember times when myself, Torvus and others all just sat in the guild hall chatting before we did a GVG practice. Is it that sort of camaraderie you guys get from an MMO that has been almost a little bit lacking of late in the last few years?
Embrace simplicity.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that my FC tried to do in FF14 is running full alliance, doing full alliance runs of the 24-man raids.
Right.
Which is hilarious, because just usually if you're going with randomers, they go interestingly, to say the least.
Right.
Because sort of apart from the level 50 ones, they tend to be quite surprisingly difficult, mostly because you're having to deal with 23 often half-dead brain-dead idiots, but...
Yeah, well, there is that. What about yourself, Nova? How do you think MMOs are changing, and do you think Guild Wars 2 will change anything in the market at all? Or do you think it in a way, kind of more of the same?
Battle awaits.
I'm thinking just more of the same. They have.
Time to do something.
But is
They have
that
their direction
necessarily a
and
good
they're
thing or a bad
sticking to
thing?
it.
I mean, so far they've said that they haven't really said that they're adding anything that really focuses on the social aspect. Yes, we have another guild hall, which we already had 2 or 3 of with Heart of Thorns. And I'm sure it's going to be great down the line as well.
Yeah,
Nothing that they've said so far that I've been able to see really suggests that, yes, the social aspect is being put into the higher focus.
yeah, it's an interesting one for sure. It'll be interesting to see if this expansion makes up for what myself and others thought was a little bit lacking in Heart of Thorns. I know, like I said, we talked about it earlier, some people didn't feel that same way, and that's completely understandable. Heart of Thorns sold very, very well for ArenaNet. It did them a lot of good. Plus, of course, I got to finally, after 8 years, I finally got to meet Gail Gray as well. I was really excited about that when I went down to London to EGX. I finally got to meet someone I considered a friend from the Guild Wars community too. So I can't lambast it at all, to be honest. I love ArenaNet. I have done for a very long time as a company. But I just thought the last expansion was lacking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I can also see why some people wouldn't think that as well. There was enough in there for most people, I guess. I just hope that this expansion turns my thought on that around a bit, if that makes sense.
Honestly, I feel like they have to do something more than just we're going to add on to these systems that we added in Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
Because Heart of Thorns not only added more stories and new zones, they also added masteries, which have been continued to be worked on. Gliding, which is massively popular.
Yeah.
And widely used.
As we can see from Nova gliding around me right now.
Well, we've already seen the new weapon next now. But what does Path of Fire have? More elite effects, presumably more masteries, and mounts, as well as more story and more zones.
Yeah.
We're in danger of just there not being anything really groundbreaking.
Yeah, well, there's that. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Because obviously as well, I've been kind of, I guess, it's something I said about WoW a long time ago, actually. Guild Wars 1 spoilt me, in a way. But now, of course, WoW has spoilt me in the other direction. Because WoW has a lot of content. Zone-wise, the zones are huge in both games. And if they're talking about 5 new zones, then that would be on par with a typical WoW expansion. Now, if that's the case, then fair enough, but it also comes down to what's in those zones as well, which is another big thing. In WoW, the zones are jam-packed. There's stuff to do, but you've also got all the dungeons, you've got the raids, you've got everything else that comes with that expansion as well. As long as the new expansion for Guild Wars 2 has content that will keep me going for a little while, then fair enough. It will have been worthwhile. But it just comes down to the content. Heart of Thorns didn't feel like it had that content, which was the problem. Again, it always comes down to what people consider as well. Right, okay, we're just over an hour of time on that one, guys. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We're gonna call it a quick one because I want to do some more actual playing of Guild Wars 2, get back into it, and I'll be streaming Guild Wars 2 on Thursday night. I'll be going back to one of my lower level characters, or probably playing some more of my Revenant, going through some of the zones and playing some more, actually getting back into the game, I think. On Thursday night, 9 PM till midnight GMT, 4 PM till 7 Eastern Standard Time. This is more of a discussion on the announcement and everything that we heard from it, and of course what we're thinking about for the expansion coming up. Massive thank you to Nova and Cyber Goblin for joining us, and Zoust in chat. and everybody else who joined us tonight as well. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you can join us in Discord as well for all of the chat and all the discussion on everything we're doing in and out of game. And of course, we're back to radio shows this weekend. I will be on Saturday night, Sunday night, and of course back on Monday night for the Top 10 show. Thanks to everybody for joining me. Thanks again to Nova, Cybergoblin, and Zoust in chat. I will see you Thursday night for more gameplay. Take it easy, guys and girls. Have a good night. I'll see you Thursday. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
See ya.